Okay, let's begin with this third question. Aha. Okay, let's read and see. So a supermarket stacks the cold drink bottles in a triangle on top of each other. So one bottle is at the top. So what they're trying to say is, like, there's a bottle at the top row. I put a small box here. So on the second row, so at the top, then there are two bottles in the second row. So the ordinal count is based on like this. The first topmost row is the first, second, and this is the third row. And then three bottles in the third row and so on. So we kind of get the idea of the triangular shape here. Okay, sometimes it's also called triangular numbers when we arrange it in such manner. Aha. So a group of campers enter to buy the first 5 row of bottles. So how many bottles are left if the last row, okay, here I'm just going to use the word last row because they didn't give what is the number there. So just like last row, blah, blah, blah. So here we have how many bottles? So we have, aha, the last row has 20 bottles. Here got 20 bottles. Just put like that. It is just a visual representation. So good to draw something visual like that to understand the problem. Nothing more into using the solution. Okay, that means first I want to determine what is this last row. Okay, so to determine that, we use the, first we must determine before that what type of series is this. So this is an arithmetic progression or sequence, or depends. If series means you're adding, sequence means just putting a comma. So that's what it means. So the A of the first term is 1, and the common difference is just 1, because every time you're increasing from one term to the other, meaning that T1 is equal to 1, we're increasing by 1. So the second term is 2, the third term is 3, and so on. Oh, so now we know already. The A is 1, D is 1. So the arithmetic sequence has 2 parameters. The first term, A is always denoting the first term, and D is the common difference. Please take note. First term, common difference. Common means it's the same difference from one term to the next. Okay, so now we know all this ready. So let's try to use a suitable formula. So a suitable formula for the last row to determine how many rows are there. So that's the reason why we want to determine that. The nth row will have n terms. So T, let's say TK. Let me just write a TK here. The kth row. Okay, I use n because the more common thing is to use the letter n. So the nth row would have A plus n minus 1d. That's the formula for the nth term of the sequence, of this arithmetic sequence. Okay, and then this is given as equal to 20 bottles. Aha, 20 bottles part, the last row. So we just substitute our values accordingly and easily solve for the required value. It means D is 1, A is 1, this is 20. So n minus 1 equals to 19, 20 minus 1 like that, and n is back at 20. So it's easy to see there's actually 20 rows, 20th row in this case. Or the first row got 1 bottle, second row got 2 bottles. So that is quite obvious. Third is a 3. So 20th got 20. So it's not always that easy. That's why I'm using the formula to calculate it, to show the use of the formula in more difficult instances, especially when the A and D are not both 1. So this easy example, you could have done that way, yes. But now you know the more advanced way as well, using the formula for more difficult cases. Okay, now they're asking how many bottles are left. Okay, so what is this bottles that are left? Because they say the group of campers came to buy the first 5 rows. What is first 5 rows? So first 5 rows is just S5, because you're taking out all the bottles from T1, T2, T3, T4, and T5, each of this row. Oh, okay, so they're taking that away means total, this is the bottles that are bought. And the bottles that are in total was S20. So T1 plus T2 all the way until the 20th row. This was the total. So if you want to calculate the amount of bottles that is left, aha. So bottles, how many bottles left would be? Okay, so the how many bottles left is now easy to see. That is just the difference of S20, the total, minus S5. Now, let's think of the formula of this. So the formula of the first n terms for sum of the first n terms, sorry, of the arithmetic sequence is Ta-da-da. So n over 2, aha, 2a plus n minus 1d in the bracket like that. So we're going to employ this formula twice here, one for the S20 and the other for the S5. So let's try to substitute accordingly, please. So 20 over 2, this will be 2a, right? A is 1, so plus n minus 1, 20 minus 1, d is 1. Okay, and then minus with 5 over 2, 2a means 2, 1, plus 5 minus 1, d is 1. Okay, just a direct calculation. So this is a 10. Then in the bracket, the number becomes 21. Okay, just normal calculation. 20 minus 1 is 19 plus 2, 21. So this is 5 over 2, and this side will be, and this is a 1. So 5 minus 1 is 4, 4 plus 2 is 6. So in other words, this becomes 210 minus 15. So when we calculate this number, we would get the remaining number of bottles in the store after the campers purchase the others. So the answer turns out to be 195 bottles. Thank you.